Coming in, criminal minded. You already know. Alright, yeah, yes indeed. We back on another episode of Chill Will Talks. I'm your host, Chill Will 174th. We gonna get into it. This is brought to you by Ensure Protein. When you come out the gym, let's do this. But we gonna talk about this GOAT situation, NBA basketball. I'm gonna do this once and for all because nobody seemed to do it right with this LeBron and Michael Jordan situation. So I'm gonna do this right for everybody, man. We're gonna talk facts and not stats, right? So first of all, let's talk about the scoring title. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held that for many years. Now let's talk facts, right? Michael Jordan would have broke this record had he not retired twice in his career. I think once in 93, then again in 98. You know what I'm saying? So if you add those years up that he didn't play, I think he was at 30-something thousand or 36,000 when he retired, I believe. But had he not retired for those couple of years, I think it was at least 4 or 5 years he did not play because he retired twice, he would have broke that record. So let's just clear that up. Then we talk about the play-in tournament. Michael Jordan never played in the play-in tournament. Had he played in that, he would have won. You know what I'm saying? Then we talk about the 6 rings, the 3-peat. They probably would have had 8 had he not retired in 98. With that team, with the same team, they probably would have won 2 more. But we're not going to talk about the rings, right? Now we run down the list. Dr. J, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Isaiah Thomas, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Kobe Bryant. Out of all these people, when it comes to this GOAT conversation, all those guys are champions. All those guys are champions, great guys, all that. But when you talk about basketball, it's one name that always comes up that seems to erase the others. And all those guys were great. Bill Russell got 11 rings. And his name don't come up in conversations like Michael Jordan. Every time you speak basketball, Michael Jordan's name comes up. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about, and all those dudes have done great things. You know what I'm saying? Mike probably haven't done half of what a couple of those guys have done on that list, but his name comes up. You know why? Because his impact to the game, to the NBA game, is legendary and will never be changed. There's been runner-ups, close-up. Kobe was probably the closest one to Michael Jordan, but still no Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is when we're talking about this GOAT conversation, man. And guess what? LeBron has no impact to the game. When you get on courts and you go to the park, when people shoot, you don't hear nobody saying LeBron. But people still say Jordan. Jordan sneakers are still selling. You don't hear nobody saying I'm about to buy the next LeBron sneakers. You don't hear that, but you definitely, them Jordans are still selling. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep that real. Let's just keep it a buck. And let's keep it a buck also. When you playing in a league that was tailor-made for you, when they changed the rules and you can't hit a nigga like you used to be able to hit somebody. When they coming down the lane, you can't elbow niggas no more. You can't hand check. You can't do all these things that they changed the rules to open up the game to where cats could go to the hole anytime they want and everything's a foul. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what Michael Jordan had to play through and with them Pistons eras, getting beat up all the time, playing against the Knicks, getting beat up all the time, against the Celtics. All those teams used to beat you up. When you came down that middle, they would beat you up, knock you out, everything. LeBron don't got to go through that. LeBron has never had a fight on the court. He's had a couple of pushes and shovels, but he's never had no real fight, swinging, getting thrown out the game, none of that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that. LeBron is not he don't have that killer instinct like Kobe had, like Mike had. Those two guys had killer instincts, really to take you out. Like, they're going to take this game over and it's going to be over. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I have to say about it. I know I'm missing a few things somewhere in here in my notes. You know what I'm saying? I think I covered it all, though, but I'm just keeping it a buck. I have nothing against LeBron. I think he's a great player for this time, the greatest of this era. I don't think he would have been able to play in that 90s era the way he was hitting you. You know what I mean? And these days, everything is about small ball, and everybody want to shoot threes, center shooting threes, and forward shooting threes, and all that. And let's not forget the real point forward. You know what I'm saying? Scottie Pippen. So there's Scottie Pippen, then Grant Hill, then LeBron James. I don't care what nobody say everybody watched Michael Jordan or took something from Michael Jordan one way or another. So I don't get excited when I see LeBron because we've seen this before. We've seen most of the stuff done before by Michael Jordan. Some of the stuff been done by Dr. J. So we've seen it before. Maybe not in this era because LeBron James is the face of this era. You know what I'm saying? And Steph Curry too with the 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm killing this GOAT conversation once and for all because if LeBron is the GOAT, nobody talks about Michael Jordan if he's the GOAT. His name does not come up if he's the GOAT. Because in basketball conversations, that's a name that only really comes up. You don't really hear about Bill Russell. And he got 11 rings, but you don't hear about that. You know, all these other greats that I just ran down the names, you don't really hear their names too much. But you definitely hear Michael Jordan. You definitely hear that. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say about it. If anybody disagree or don't believe, please leave it in the comments and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm speaking facts and not stats. Let's go. And I don't have nothing against LeBron James. I think he's the greatest of this era, but not the greatest of all time. That's all I got to say. 1.